Stop 26 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour is at Richmond International Raceway, and a change of sponsors. I told you what it was going to be at Darlington. Well, the Richmond race this Richmond race is going to be called the Toyota Care 400 here at Richmond International Raceway. The wreck fest of all Castrol GTX Cup Series tracks we're going to be at. So grab a bag of Doritos and a drink of your choice and enjoy the show here at Darlington. It's going to Richmond. It's going to be a long way. So with that said, let's get the race going here. On the pole at 139 miles an hour, it's Keith Batson, the number 20 Texaco Haviland Ford. Alongside of him, the 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet of Matt McIntyre. Point here, Zach Flickinger starts in the third position in number 66 Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Toyota. He'll be alongside Ryan Richards on the outside road, number 2, in the Kodiak Chevrolet, number 25. Dylan Poteet, the number 31 Mom and Pop's Chevrolet, has the inside of the third row, and beside him, 3-time winner of the season, Pichu London, the 22 Maxwell House Ford. The number 9 Melgear Coors Ford Fusion of Jessica Shelton, the championship leader, has the inside row number 4, and alongside of her, Mason Powers going for the Richmond sweep in the number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet. William Duncan, the number 7 Xerox Antifreeze Ford, has the inside of row number 5, and beside him, the Ford Quality Care Ford Credit Ford Fusion number 88 of Kyle Austin has the outside. John Arndt, the 21 Citgo Ford, has the inside of row number 6, and beside him, the Western Auto Chevy number 17 of Jesse Henry, driving for Darrell Waltrip. So here comes the command to fire the engines here at this 3/4 mile track that is Richmond.
Drivers, start your engines.
And getting the fire the engines, we can set for racing here today, or should I say a 40-lap demolition derby is what it usually ends up being here at Richmond. As I said, there's no possible Richmond track that does not include a wreck fest. So we'll see what happens here today. Keith Batson has the pole for this event here at Richmond. Beside him, Matt McIntyre, a Ford Chevy front row as the green flag waves. We're underway in the Toyota Care 400. And boy, Zach Flickinger wasting no time. He wants those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. And amazing, we got through lap 1 without trouble. It's a miracle. Boy, look at this tight racing there down through into turn number 1. Marty Johnson and Seth Cole leaning on each other. Oh, and John Arndt's crashed. Car 21, he goes into Mike Becker. Joshua Osborne's in it. Trevor Reinhardt, Trent Dunham, Sky Commons, Dylan Young, Joshua Collard. Daniel Voiles, number 10's in it. Oh, and John Arndt, heavy damage to the 21 Citgo Ford. Trent Dunham not having a good season so far. There's Dylan Young, number 2. Joshua Osborne was in it. Oh, and Dalton Day, another bad luck race for him. And you talk about Cody Lamas having the worst luck in our 2003 series. And something tells me that John Arndt's going to have some wars with Kyle Matthews in the 42. And Zach Flickinger, he almost turned Keith Batson in 28. And oh gosh, Arndt goes in the wall hard. And watch what he goes up the track into Mike. Nope, he goes into Dalton Day actually, and not Mike Becker. I thought he got into Mike Becker really, but hole closes up and you can't do anything. And let's look, and since a replay fail happened, let's look at it again. And there's where the whole Holocaust happened right here. Who all was in the crash there? There's Dylan Young, Sky Commons in the 12 right here. But bad deal that happened at Richmond. So I was amazed we made it through 2 laps cleanly, though we usually never do at Richmond. But right now it is all Keith Batson. Right now, car 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. Zach Flickinger trying to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. And trying to cut into Shelton's leading the points chase here. But Shelton, she's right there in 4th. After trying to recover from a bad weekend at Darlington. Dylan Pote running 3rd. He had a bad weekend at Darlington as well. And so did Keith Batson. Green flag out, back out on lap number 9, and here comes Flickinger to the inside, 66. Dives inside of Batson. Here they come, Flickinger inside with a lead. Ooh, Batson had him by just a smidgen. But Zach Flickinger takes the lead, car 66. Looking to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and looks like he might do so. Batson used the bumper back up on Flickinger. Flickinger led that lap barely, but Batson's got the lead back. Now here comes Poteet, 31 to the inside. Now Shelton, she wants to get her 5 points as well. And probably saying, I saw you lead that lap, Zach. I want to get that lead now. And Shelton drives almost up against Flickinger as they come out turn number 2. But meantime, 2 of the veterans in this series are Dylan Poteet inside of Keith Batson. Poteet got his very first Castrol GTX Cup Series victory here at Richmond in Season 1 in the first Richmond race, which led him to his only championship in this series. In fact, in becoming the first ever champion of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as a matter of fact. 31, Poteet takes lead, still looking for that first win. He's the all-time win leader in this series, by the way. Poteet, the man from Western Kentucky, leading them all here. Keith Batson outside now as Flickinger up the track. Look at that power move for Jessica Shelton. She goes into 2nd now. Gosh, if that would have been the finish, I would have lost it. That would have been an epic finish here at Richmond. But Shelton now goes to 2nd as she now has eyes beaten on Dylan Poteet. Meantime, William Duncan goes in the top 5. Nice in 5th position. Mason Powers in 6th position at number 8. 8th is William Duncan, or 7th is William Duncan, excuse me. 8th, Ryan Richards. 9th, Matt McIntyre. And Johnny Gardner running in 10th. And now William Duncan hung up on the high side, and so is Ryan Richards. And now Flickinger. He says, I ain't giving up that easy, Jessica. And Flickinger goes back to 2nd. And now we got trouble here, and it's Daniel Voiles, car number 10. Looks like it was spun here, and that's gonna yellow flag us out here. And I don't know, wasn't Daniel Voiles, I don't think it. It was. I don't think it was him. Was it Trey, or was it maybe Trey Campbell? Nope. It wasn't Trey Campbell. He had a mess on the front stretch. And I see right now Dougie Shears, Jesse Dalton, and Cody Lamas. That's been in the got together, coming out of turn 4. And Dougie Shears, that's a classic example of trying to squeeze in through a hole that can't fit another car. And Sky Commons gets into the crash. Whoa, Jonathan Zorlin barely missed him in number 5. And there's Sky Commons sitting at a unenviable part of the track here as he sits sideways. And Quentin Moore had to take evasive action and get on the brakes here. And so did Dougie Shears in the 71. Nathan Hudson, he looks like he spun in 33. I think he did. No, he did not. He missed a crash. So, Daniel Voiles coming out pit road after making an unscheduled pit stop. Voiles now 5 laps down. So the green flag waves once again here on it'll be on lap number 24, so 23 laps down and 17 to go here at Richmond. Is Dylan Poteet the leader? Zach Flickinger, he's already led a lap. He's in second. Third is Jessica Shelton. Fourth is Keith Batson. And Jessica, she wants to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap, as seeing as how Flickinger already did. And oh, Johnny Gardner's now spun in number 6. And Flickinger will now take the lead. And Johnny Gardner was running 10th when this happened in car number 6, and that happened right on the restart. A lot of times at Richmond, cautions breed cautions, and Johnny's got Gene Sanford to thank for that one in 94. And just a classic punt him and spin him out, coming out of turn number 2, and Gardner off the wall, both ends of his Ford. But he gets the car cranked back up, and he's back going again. So, but cost Johnny Gardner an awful lot pit position-wise as Trevor Reinhardt comes out of the pits after an unscheduled pit stop. But Zach Flickinger, car 66, out in front as he'll lead him down. Poteet is in second position. Third is Shelton. Or third is now Batson. Fourth is Shelton, and she's going to get 3 wide to come out turn number 2. Ryan Richards and William Duncan team up on Shelton. And meantime, battle for the lead. Dylan Poteet versus Zach Flickinger. A rookie against one of the best in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. If something happens to those two, Keith Batson's in a battle with Ryan Richards for third. And a battle for fifth happening right there. Mason Powers inside of Pichu London. And oh, and Shelton got turned by Matt McIntyre. That was close. And now Gene Sanford dies underneath. And then Dylan Poteet takes the lead from Zach Flickinger. Here comes Ryan Richards now is going to try to have a beat on that 66 car. But boy, can Zach Flickinger have any more good luck as he has already. But meantime, Dylan Poteet, he is possibly 6 laps away from possible victory here at Richmond. Trackway got his very first win in this series, and not to mention leading up to his first championship, as we mentioned back in season 1. And Zach Flickinger, he's not giving up yet in a 66 car. He's trying to make another run for it. 5 laps to go now. Ryan Richards, he's right there in 3rd position. He may gain up for 2nd position now as Mason Powers gets by Keith Batson for 2nd, or for 5th, or for 4th rather. And now he'll lose 4th to William Duncan in number 7 as Blue Thunder Fan Racing having a good day here today in the 7 car. Duncan currently top 10 in standings right now. Still yet to get a win this season though, however. But staying solid and consistent right now. But boy, Ryan Richards, he's here. Zach Flickinger feeling the heat from him right now. And meantime, it is 3 laps to go for Dylan Poteet. Here comes Richards on the inside, trying to give a little something for Flickinger as they come out in turn number 2. Or turn number 1, rather. And meantime, it'll be the white flag for Dylan Poteet as car 31, Mom and Pop's GM Government Chevrolet, the man who ran the Mountain Dew Racing Series and Mopar Nationwide Series, both I think both now defunct. But Poteet has the white flag, 1 lap remaining in the race here. About to get by that lap car, Trevor Reinhardt in the number 3 car, and hopefully for Poteet, it does not hold him up. Poteet goes to high side right now, and now to number 4. Dylan Poteet wins the Toyota Care 250. The all-time win leader in the series does it here today, his first of the season. And I believe that is his 25th win, I believe, in this series, I believe. I have to look at the scorecard and see what happened, but Dylan Poteet does it today, holding off the hungry rookie that was Zach Flickinger. Peachy Lennon missed the interest of it. He finishes 8th here today, but surprisingly not a wreck fest at Richmond, surprisingly, here as it usually is. But Poteet wins the race here today, average speed 82.725. Ryan Richards was 3rd, William Duncan 4th, Mason Powers, Stephanie Gardner, Keith Batson, Peachy Lennon, Seth Cole, and Jessica Shelton was the top 10. Then Marty Johnson, Matt McIntyre, Gene Saber, Kyle Austin, Charles Sanford, Zed Weinstein, Austin Mongold, Mike Becker, Zach Jonathan Zorlin, and Jesse Henry the top 20 in today's event. Cody Lamas down in 28th. He was 3rd in points coming in. He did not need that. And 4 cars out of the race. Sky Commons, Trey Campbell, John Arndt, and Dalton Day all out of the race there. Trevor Reinhardt and Daniel Voiles both multiple laps down from unscheduled pit stops from wrecks that happened earlier this season. Earlier in the race here, I should say. But Dylan Poteet does it today here at Richmond as we got on the final 10 races. And look what that did in the points. Shelton's lead has been cut to only 4 points now. As Zach Flickinger coming on here in his last 10 laps. Or boy, I tell you, if they go to Homestead looking like this, it'll be a whale of a show. William Duncan in 3rd, Peachy Lennon in 4th, and Cody Lamas in 5th. Then it's Kyle Matthews, Mike Becker, Dylan Poteet moves up to 8th after that win. Dougie Shears in 9th, and Johnny Gardner currently in 10th position. Joshua Collard currently in 20th in the points at the moment. And on down to the last of the standings right now. And there they are. So, next race on the tour, the National Guard 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Don't miss it.